Hey everyone, I hope that you are doing very well and welcome back to Authentic Worth Publishing, bringing worth back into you through storytelling and book writing. Thank you very much to my recent subscribers. You are very welcome to this business channel. I'm really hoping that you are enjoying the content so far. And if there is anything specific that you would like me or our team to support you with, or certain topics that you would like us to discuss in further depth, please do not hesitate to leave your suggestions in the comment section below. Now, moving on in today's video, I want to talk about the possibilities and the vision to write a book within a year. As always, I love to start with a story, and it will indeed be my story of where I started and where I am now. So if you listen to my recent video, you would know that I spoke about the relationship between the author and the publisher being a journey. And indeed, it's a journey when you are looking to write your first book or your second book, third book, etc. Writing a book within a year is very feasible and very possible, especially if you are looking to do it by yourself through self-publishing or hiring a professional publishing firm to help you. Now, we know that there are pros and cons for self-publishing and traditional publishing, and I also did a video about that, which I will also link in the description bar below. Now, when it comes to writing a book, the first aspect that you need to remember is, what is your vision? When you've got your vision, you then identify what your purpose is behind writing this book. We recently held an accountability coaching session with one of our clients, and I'm very excited to say that it is coming along exceedingly well. And the feedback that was given to us is they are very happy that we are conducting these monthly workshops, and so are we. Now, when I started my book writing journey, I didn't have anyone to keep me accountable each month. But now that we've seen that there are many people who are in different seasons of their writing journey, we thought that it's a great opportunity to provide coaching, which is bespoke and is also unique to the author. So it's with great pleasure for me to announce that this year, the author will be looking to publish their book, and it will be done, which I look forward to sharing with you all in due course. One of the most amazing things about writing your book within a year is that you can take your time to write it and draft it out chapter by chapter. This means you can either do it on a monthly basis, you can also do it on a group basis if you are looking to co-author with a friend or a family member. And when you think about co-authoring a book, it really does lighten the load. Two of my recent books, Confident Face and The Becoming Woman, I've invited a few people to contribute their parts and their perspectives on what confidence means to them and what it means to become. Now, these two books are totally different. Confident Face is purely about my skincare routine, but also how I struggled with acne and spots and how I was able to overcome that within 3 months. And The Becoming Woman is my recent 7th book about transitioning from the season of waiting to intentionally courting. And this book in particular is about relationships and building purposeful, stable marriages. And I'm so glad to say that we are still in the middle of the series where we will be discussing chapter 6, called Money and Savings, on Friday the 31st of May, which we have 2 seasoned married couples who will be joining us on that day. I'm very excited to hear what they are going to be sharing with us. So if you haven't yet got your ticket or even purchased a copy of the book, make sure you do so on Amazon, or if you would like a signed copy, you can go on authenticworth.com/books for further information. Once you've got your book, you are welcome to sign up for the series for free. And I'll leave all the information in the description bar below for you to read in your own time. Now, moving on, when it comes to writing a book within a year, apart from your vision and your purpose, you also need to identify who your target audience is. Sometimes it's easy for an author to assume that their book is for everyone, but not everyone will be attracted to your book. And that is the truth. And that is not a problem because you know who your book is trying to target. When I think about all the books that I've written in the past, it's purely for those that I believe have just finished university and beyond. Those who are looking to start life, those who are looking to develop who they are. So in other words, those who are in their 20s plus. Over time, the target market has changed because I'm getting maturer, I'm also getting wiser. So I'm seeing life from different lenses and perspectives that somebody is going through this Let me find ways to talk about the specific situation so it can help them in their personal walk and journey. And that is the beautiful thing about writing. It's very unique, it's very creative. This is one of the reasons why, in order to get your book done within a year, you need to be in an environment that is not your comfort zone. You need to be in an environment where you can think and where you can be alone and brainstorm and be creative in your own lane. For me personally, I haven't had a problem being at home writing. My first book indeed was written in my family home. And since then, I've been so consistent in writing books at home. There are moments where I have gone to the library, and before, when I was in the corporate world, I would come in very early for work and leave quite late. For me, nothing does it than being at home and getting inspiration within my environment. However, for you, you might be someone that likes nature, you might be someone that likes change, and I encourage and implore you to please come out of your comfort zone if you're not doing anything. It's one thing to be in your comfort zone, i.e. your home, and work well. But it's another thing to be in your home and not do anything. And if you're the latter, definitely going somewhere different is for you. And even if that is booking a retreat, even if that's going to a friend's house that is quiet, even if that's booking a hotel for a weekend and allowing your thoughts to flow, it is so important. Another thing that you can also consider is to ask yourself, how many chapters do you want included in your book? This really helps you to be accountable and intentional about each chapter. So for example, if your book has 8 chapters, you know that you'll be dedicating 8 months to each chapter. But if you still need a bit more time, you can extend it to 10 months. And that will give you more time to stretch out your book without feeling the pressure of rushing. A great book should not be rushed. And we know when there are books that have been rushed. Some books could be written in 2 months and it's not formatted or proofread properly. But then there are some books that take up to 2 years. And those books also can be really good. But at the same time, in order to prevent yourself from going over a year, you need to be accountable to someone on a monthly basis. You need to make sure that you are attending your coaching sessions and having conversations with other authors, or i.e. your publisher if you are looking to go down the self-publishing supporting route. Don't do this author journey by yourself. I initially started by going to workshops. And through those workshops, I started building my confidence with other authors. And as I started to write, I published my first book in 2016 called It's Time to Heal. And every single year after that, apart from 2018, which I took a break, I started writing more books. And since then, I've been writing consistently, which has enabled me to write 7 books. Also, learning how to watch how other people do their writing, whether it's attending workshops, going to seminars, asking questions, being around other authors that you can glean information from. It's a really helpful tool because you don't know who you need in this season of your life when you're writing. There are many things that I, and even as a business, that we are learning to get better with. And it's an honor to be able to be invited to events, whether it's business or it's just a local networking event. For example, I've been invited to a business event in London, which I'm very excited to be going to very soon. It has nothing to do with books, but I can learn so much from there and apply it to our current clients. And I can also meet new people that might be considering writing a book for their businesses. You just never know who you're going to meet out there. And it's important to never underestimate the people that you know, especially in your networks. So really take it on board and make sure that you are doing the most to get yourself out there and position yourself to meet new people and discuss ideas, share your vision, share the purpose behind why you want to write your book. If you are also looking to have a book launch, this is something that you will need to take into account as well, because book launches are not for the swift and it cannot be done in haste. Book launches, depending on how your vision is, may take some time. It can take up to 2 months to do it exceedingly well, because you do need to consider your speakers, you need to consider catering, photography, videography, so much that goes into book launches. And for that reason, for those who have not yet watched my recent video on how to prepare for a successful book launch, I will also link the video in the description bar below for you to watch. I'm very glad to say that it has helped so many people, and we have received countless of emails from people around the world who have asked us to support them in their first book launch. Another contributing factor to write a book within a year is self-belief. If you don't believe you can write a book within a year, you will not write a book within a year, let alone even writing it at all. Remember what I mentioned before about accountability? It is very important that we should never take that for granted. And I know it can be easy to hold back because we don't feel like we are ready. Sometimes it's fear, sometimes it's imposter syndrome, sometimes it's anxiety. But if you don't share the idea with someone, you'll be thinking it's not a great idea. After all this time, people may need what you have. Someone that we recently spoke to is looking to do their first devotional, but up till now, they're holding back because of perfectionism. And we understand that as a business, but we also understand the authenticity of what we do, which is in the name, authentic worth, bringing worth back into you through storytelling and book writing. Remember that no matter how perfect you want your book to be, we will never be perfect, but we can always bring about what we know and what we believe is valuable to our community for them to benefit from and take in their own way. When you start to entertain that spirit of perfectionism, you start to become too controlling and too dominant in your mind that nothing can be done until this happens. If I chose to wait until a publishing company would come up to me and say, we would like to publish your book, I probably don't believe I'll be an author of 7 books right now. Because according to research, most traditional publishing companies can publish a book which can take up to 2 years. If I'm to spread out all my books, I probably by now would have been on my 4th book. But now I'm on my 7th book. And that is a big journey and a big leap that I've had to take seriously. Because I see writing as a calling. I see writing as not only therapeutic, but a solution to many that need to know what you have been through and how they can overcome their own personal and professional journeys to be better. Especially if you are writing in the non-fiction genre. Whether you are writing fiction or non-fiction, your book matters. And it's important that you remember how valuable it is, even if you don't think it is yourself. A current client of ours publishing a book with us, it is a great book. And I'm excited to share it when it's published. It is so exciting. It will make you think, hold on, if they can do that, so can I. It's so unique and it's so deep, but it is so authentic and real. And that's what books are about, being authentic, being who you are, being your truthful self. So you can write your book within a year when you are in the right community. The majority of our authors that have published with us have published their books within a year. Unless they've chosen to take a pause, that's fine. But if they haven't chosen to take a pause, you can guarantee that all the books on our website has all been published within a year. And I have seen their journey personally grow. And it has really encouraged us as a business to do even more. To find ways for them to make their books into short films, to run their own workshops and seminars, to run retreats. And I know it's easy to say, but so many other people are doing it. Why not make yours unique? Why not add something different? What is your unique selling point after publishing your book? It's not just meant to be on Amazon. You're meant to do more with it. You can do more with it. I didn't know that the Becoming Woman book series was going to be a monthly thing. But because of the nature of the topic, and we know the importance of purposeful relationships, and that thriving alone is not thriving at all. But thriving with people is thriving together. And that is effective and essential right now. And that's the reason why we continue to do these monthly series, because we know the importance of togetherness. So what makes you think that you cannot only write your book within a year, but to do more with it? So I want to leave you with all these tips. And I don't want you to hold back and think it's not possible. You may not have the finances right now at this time, but it doesn't mean that you should stop writing. My first book, when I wrote and published It's Time to Heal, I was not working. But it's the moment I wrote that book and published it and had a book launch, that's when opportunities started coming afterwards. My advice to you as a business owner and as a friend, don't wait for your life to be perfect before you start something, because you could be waiting a very long time. If I waited to receive a job, I would have waited up to 6 months. And those 6 months was able to help me publish my book. I didn't waste time, because I know that time is a precious commodity that you can never get back if you do not use it wisely. And in those months of truly discovering what I wanted to do after my redundancy, I said, Esther, you've got a book that you haven't finished yet. So you need to go onto your laptop and continue it. And I'm so grateful that I did. And I really guarantee you, authors and business owners, when you start a book and you complete one, you are more likely to write another one, and it becomes so easier. Not in competition to say, oh, because someone has 10 books, they're better than someone that has 2. No, because you want to write books that have meaning. And every year is different. My book in 2021 is not the same book I wrote in 2022. But it can relate in certain aspects because of the themes. But the beauty of your story is that it is unique, and you are capable of writing your own book within a year. When you know the certain specific topics that you want to talk about, if it's something personal, it might take time. There are moments that we have to bear in mind that with an author that wants to share parts of their lives with us, it will take some time depending on how whole they feel to share, and that's understandable. But if it's a business book and you've been in business for X amount of years, let's say 6 years plus, for example, you can write a lot about what you've experienced and what you're currently experiencing right now. When I started my business in 2018, I didn't really read much about business owners until I started attending networking events and learning from other people who were ahead of me. And I bought their books. And up till now, I'm still reading them because I'm learning so much. I'm endeavoring to be up to date with the current book market, so I know what information to share with my clients and my authors and the wider community. And you are the community. Our YouTube family is growing, and we are so grateful. And this is why we are here to help you. We want to encourage you again. If you have a story, share it, write it. Don't think that it cannot be done in a year. You will be so surprised. Give yourself March, for example, 2025. By autumn, your book will be done if you are consistent, if not even in summer. One of our recent authors that has published 2 books, we met together in September 2022. We had our first consultation in December. We started the book in January. We completed it in March, and that's when they had their first book launch. They wrote another book with us, completed it in July, and had their second book launch in August. That is within a year. 2 books within a year. It is not impossible. Let alone myself that likes to write on a yearly basis. This author wrote and published 2 books within a year. And that's because of the accountability that we have been giving them and the constant checking up on them. There are some people that feel like they are alone. At Authentic Worth, we don't leave you alone here. We are so passionate about what we do. And that's why we want you to be a part of our membership community. So if you are looking for a family of growing writers and aspiring business owners, please do not hesitate to join us on our monthly and annually memberships on authenticworth.com/memberships-join. It will be great to have you in our community. Without further ado, I want to say a massive thank you. I'm really hoping that this video has encouraged you and mentally prepared you to start writing your book in order to complete it in a year. I look forward to seeing it. And if there are any other topics that you would like us to discuss, as always, leave them down in the comment section below and we will get back to you on them as well. In the meantime, have an amazing day wherever you are and all the best with your writing, and look forward to seeing you in the next video. Take care everyone and have a great day. Bye bye.